its synonyms, the gene, right? Generation, right? So the Eye of Horus, we want to talk about the connection with this right here. Boom. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and take this. Let's look at that. And then, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's see what's going on with that. So we want to look at the connection with this. Okay. And real quick, go ahead and grab that. All right. So we want to see right here. That's right there, right? I didn't get that all that clear. Hold on. Let me clear all that. So we're going to do it. All right. Read to real. Let's go ahead. Let's start the connection of I and Hèru. Okay. And the idea of us, okay, being able to tap in, literally, right? So one of the reasons why we need to tap in is our focus is on creating a different path for us, okay? One that those who came from before us, okay, in terms of what our lineage, mhm, all right? And remember, they always talk about, oh, what did your generation do, right? And its age, right? Okay, so when we thinking about rebirth, and you see right here, right? Generation, we want to focus on the gene, all right? Because you have generate, okay, which is to create, all right? And you want to recreate a new self. Why do we want to do that? All right, well, this is the issues that's been going on, all right? Because the God body, okay, has been severely watered down, and we got to restore, right? We got to restore what's natural. The more we tap into natural, the more we become what? Super, right? Supernatural. And we want to be able to get that back into its course and not have this direction, but to reverse the process, right? So we want to, same way as this man had did, right? Okay, well, we want to, right? We want to reprogram. Okay, we want to put a different calculation on us. This is the person right here who messed with time, right? Or a sense of it using this, right? Using that. So real quick, let me go and just show you the connection with, yep, even the word computus, right? And reprogramming, right? We want to recompute, okay? We want to be able to recalculate. And this is the person who gives us the idea, right, of the AD and also the Gregorian calendar and the Julian calendar, right? 365 days a year. This is only from 500 something years ago. All right. And yeah, this is the person right here who decided you see that right there, right? You see the finesse, right? Translating, right? So he's trans change and then late to the change, right? So he's finessing and he's using this to finesse, right? And what is that? That in itself is, right, our senses. Okay. And that's what's being played on, right? So you have our spirit right here, right? Which just starts with the smell. All right, and that's important because real quick, you have spirit means what? Breath. All right. So once you have that, all right, it's gonna go ahead and you're gonna be able to see that sight. And basically, that's the next thing that occurs. Boom, right? We're gonna go ahead and have thought, right? Which ultimately it really starts from here, but we're gonna take its course because as you breathe in, right, and you become conscious, and then you start right becoming aware, right? So you have the thinking, and then you have what? The hearing, right? The frequencies that you're receiving. Okay. So you have one, two, right, three, and then four, five channels, right, where you can basically intake all the energies that's coming to you. So you have the hearing, and then you also have the smell, okay? No, not smell, the taste. The taste. There it is, right? Symbolic, right? I think showing like a tail, it's a location of the taste pathway in the human brain, okay? All right. So it's literally giving the direction to where that function is in the part of our brain. And then we also have the leg right here, right, which is just this touch. So you have the five senses, okay, that we're connected to internally, and we're seeing this diagram, right? Um, being able to give us a different sense of insight because the information matters, right? You see, and look at that, right? Activities that are done in formation are done in a pattern, right? Okay. So real quick, you have ation, which is the suffix, is the action, right? So it's the action of the form. Okay. All right. Form, right? Your shape, dot, dot, dot. Right? To form, right? To mold, right? Um, shape. Okay. All right. And then the key word of it is what? In. In. So we already have the physical, right, that we can see. And then we have the inside, right, that we're not able to see, but that's good because the reason why is, and it's located right here, right, in the thalamus, okay, which is the inner chamber. All right. And then you also have, that's my man right here. All right. I know, they had like, his situation in the show, but for, the spirit of what that gene, right, um, took in its conception, right, and its inception, actually, inception. Um, you have originally cell from the Latin word cella. Again, another chamber, right? So you have a chamber inside here, and you have a chamber within your whole body. Okay, so we have chambers usually are located in what? Temples, right? And look at that. My body is my body is my temple, right? So how's your temple attack? All right, so basically we're gonna look at effect and effect real quick. Okay, so real quick, let me see if I can find it. There it's right here, right? Effect and effect. All right, so the difference between effect and effect is you have the result. See all that? That's the result, right? And then you have this is the 60%, and you have, the prices and everything. Okay, and then basically right here, all right, this is what's causing the result, right? So that's basically the means, right? That's before you get to the end, that's what's caused it, right? So these are the things that's causing it, right? Over here, okay? And it is a problem, right? It's living here, from living here in this part of the world, the West, right? So one thing we're going to be able to do is we have to understand the God body first, because see, we have all these chambers in our temple and we're not respecting the temple, right? We're allowing these demons, okay, to come in and mess us up, and they're making money off of us, you see, because look at that. Fast food market is projected to reach this much money, and they're telling you this, right, before the time has happened. So it's calculated, okay, how they're going to go ahead and mess you up, right? They want you because it's already war. It's war because you have to understand, for you to be able to create a whole system, all right, where it's going against nature, right? It's going against the natural, it's going against, real quick, how you're operating. So you have to understand, right? Let me show you this right here. Okay. So you have this representation, right, on this image. So let's blow that up real quick. All right. So you have the senses that we talked about right here, right? And then what happens at night when we sleep? So you see this is the moon, and then you see, right, this is the nighttime. Okay, so let's show you real quick. I just want to pop this up real quick. Cool. All right. So basically, you see that, right? It says Eye of Horus. All right. Beneath a disc and crescent. Okay. Symbol representing the moon, nighttime, right? And this is your senses right here, your brain, your night. So what happens at night? All right. So you have, look at that. So this is the situation that we're in, because you have all of these things that are unnatural causing you to have a response, and you have to deal with that type of stress, right? So your body's going to have to adapt. It's going to absorb it and find a way.